So you stumbled upon Roblox page and checked the games on the popular section and found Dungeon Quest. You decided to try it out and it seems that you like it. Before you spend so much time on playing Dungeon Quest, watch this video first to know what are the good and bad things that you should expect if you had just started playing it. Before we get started, make sure that you have already frozen that thumbs up button, and of course, if you want to join the Snow Squad, smash that subscribe button and turn your notification bells on. Let me just remind you as well that I am in no way discouraging anyone in playing the game because I also love the game itself. But here in this video, I will just state facts, especially in the negative things. Anyway, let's start with the bad things. The first not so good thing that you should expect is you now have a lower chance of getting some help. Before, of course, the level gaps of the players are not that big. But now that we have 100 plus, 150 plus, 160 plus, 70, 80 plus, the level gap of those dungeons are now way too far. It is now the point wherein those higher levels will almost get nothing as for the experience for helping someone. If it's just going to be the previous update, I think that it's still going to be a decent amount of EXP, but you have to understand that players who are still playing Dungeon Quest are just now focused on grinding the most recent update, and you cannot really be mad at them. Just like in the real world, it is no one's responsibility to help someone, as they say. I once received a comment in one of my recent Dungeon Quest videos saying that not helping new players will just make the game less popular. Well, to answer that, it is never the player's responsibility to keep a game popular. It is the developers, isn't it? Do not feel bad if you are not getting carries on public lobbies because, just like you, all players just wanted to be stronger and spending time carrying you will just a waste of time. I know this might be a bit harsh, but if you are not willing to stand on your own feet, then it's about time for you to reconsider your decision playing Dungeon Quest. Another negative thing that you would experience on this game is it will be harder for you to find some friends to play with. As I'm always saying, Dungeon Quest is a grinding game and it is not really for everyone. In Dungeon Quest, you have to enter a dungeon many times, do the same thing over and over again, and that can be too much for most of the Roblox players. Since the current player base of Dungeon Quest is now smaller than before, it is also given that most of the online players that you can see on the Roblox page for this game are mainly old players. You can, however, use this as your motivation to grind yourself up until you reach some of those players who are not max but are trying to level up to reach the current update. It is not going to be an easy task, but I'm telling you that once you have reached the newest update, you will have so much players to play with. For the third negative thing that you should expect is you are no one. Getting into a public lobby and trying to talk with a higher level player would not be easy. The main reason why higher levels are ignoring lower levels is that they must be sick and tired of getting asked for carries and being begged for anything most of the time. I know that socializing in a game is a good part of it, but because of the usual things happening in-game, players tend to change and you should also understand it. Do not be a crybaby on the chat saying, you're so mean, I'm gonna report you, yada yada yada, because to be honest, you're just making yourself to look pathetic. Instead, use your energy and your precious time to grind yourself and become stronger for you to at least, raise your level up and to gain more experience. Of course, it's not always the bad things, so let's now go to the good things. One main advantage of playing a game late, especially in a game like Dungeon Quest, is that those best items on your current dungeons are no longer as valuable as it was before. Those legendaries, purple sets, and even skills no longer worth that much as it was when the dungeon was new. That being said, if ever you will be lucky to find a friend or maybe a good guy Mr. MVP in a lobby, it will be easier for you to trade for it. Again, I said trade for it, not beg for it. Begging is something that most Roblox players really hate the most. And to be honest, I would rather give a legendary for free to someone who is trying to give his whole inventory of trash rather than someone who flat out asks for it. It doesn't have much value, yes, I mentioned that, but the chance of getting it from a dungeon is still as rare as the newest legendaries and gears. Another positive thing that you might expect in-game is the updates. Recently, the developers of Dungeon Quest were trying to encourage new players to push themselves grinding by making the dungeon less difficult and making every dungeon give more EXP. If you had just started playing the game 3 to 5 months ago, most probably the dungeon where you're currently at has been nerfed already and the EXP has been boosted already as well. it would not be impossible for us to receive more of this kind of updates, targeting newer players for them to catch up, because just like any kind of games, of course, the developer's goal is not only to keep their loyal players, but also to welcome the newbies. For the last and final positive thing, that would be the guides, tips, and tricks. Since you are playing a dungeon that was added months ago, YouTubers like me have already exposed different weaknesses of those dungeons. It will be easy for you to find those videos that would help you, such as choosing which DPS would be better, whether it is mage or warrior, and also for you to find those videos that will give you tips and tricks on how to do this and that. This would definitely make things a bit faster for you, because literally all the information that you will be needing will just be spoon-fed to you. You can even get some decent answers on YouTube comments, because there are many players who already know such things, and that should help you on your journey to the top. Again, Dungeon Quest is a grinding game, and it's gonna be really that hard unless there will be a massive change that will happen on how the newest dungeon works. But since Dungeon Quest works like this right now, we do not really have a lot of choice but just to really grind and play the game as it was intended to. Like what I said, it will not be a bad idea to just stop playing Dungeon Quest if you really think that it's not for you, because as a gamer, I also understand that it is more fun to play a game that you really enjoy rather than forcing yourself to just play because of your friends. Anyway, those are some of the good and bad things that you should expect if you are one of those newer players who just started playing the game recently. Do not hesitate to drop a question down the comment section below, because I know that I have an awesome Snow Squad who are willing to answer your questions seriously. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. If you think that this video helped you on something, please do leave a like, and of course subscribe for more of this kind of videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Stay cold! Peace out!